Yo,
You're
what's goody, man?
Let's go, man. I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Welcome to another episode of Baba Sucia, and today we're here with the great RJ.
Thank you. It's a real pleasure to be here.
Yo, so let's get started with this, man. Who is RJ? And let these people know who is RJ. Okay.
Touch my cousin again, I'm gonna fuck you up for real.
Protect her? Keep pushing me! Keep pushing me!
Oh, you involved my brother, and you fucked him sick.
I know who RJ is, but the RJ that I remember was a RJ from like years ago. So this is a new RJ that I know, and we're all gonna get to know today. So we're all gonna know what happened to RJ.
Oh, man. I'm going to tell you guys right now, I'm the same RJ I've always been. And when I explain right now, he could say yes or no if that's true or false, if I'm the same RJ. Because this RJ right here works hard, thinks outside the box, real creative, but, you know, I do things my way. And I'm going to let you talk. I'm going to let you tell me what you think. I'm going to take your advice, leave what I can't use, but at the end of the day, it's my call. And no matter what I do, it's on me, man. And I take responsibility for everything I do. That's me. I own up to my shit.
Yeah, okay.
True or false? That was me as a kid.
Nah, that is true. That is true. You were also very hyper and always doing backflips and shit.
Yeah, man.
Always would have. Did you always break your wrist or something?
I broke my leg doing a backflip off a fence.
Yeah, I remember that. Goddamn, you was a wild kid, man.
Yeah.
The question was, who is RJ? Who is RJ? Who is RJ? Who's the man behind the name?
Dude, it's like, I am what you get. Like, what you see is what you get. Like,
Exactly.
like I'm me. Like, you give me whatever, I'm gonna make something out of it. I'm gonna create something. I'm gonna sell it. I'm gonna love it. I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna do whatever I want with it. But it's me. It's my call.
Does RJ stand for something else, or is it just RJ?
Yeah, you know, Rocco Jones.
That's really like for real, for real.
Yo, Rocco Jones, for real, for real.
That's been your name the whole time. You're not playing. You're playing with me for real. That's really what it stood for this whole entire time.
Yo, I mean, you go look at my Rocco Jones on Instagram. That's my photography portfolio. I got
Rocco Jones.
I do a lot of stuff. Yeah, Rocco
Damn,
Jones.
bro, you don't go by that name. You just like RJ better because it's easy.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
Rocco Jones sounds mad grown. Imagine being a little ass kid like
Yo,
Rocco Jones. And it's like, I'm right here.
Yeah, you go by Rocco. There's an expectation when you meet a
Yeah.
Rocco, and
But a RJ is more soothing.
yeah, it's like this guy could be almost anything.
Yeah. But RJ, man, tell me about how it was growing up in like Palisades Park. But like, you grew up in Pal Park, but you were never really like in the school. Like, your parents was just like, nah, you're not going to this high school. Fuck that.
Yeah, no. I love P Deuce.
But have you seen the school though, Pal Park? Like, there's a reasoning why your parents didn't send you there. Like, they're smart for not sending you there.
Yeah, no.
The school has like fucking holes.
I'm gonna give you
the
the quick breakdown. I moved to P Deuce when I was like 5-6 years old from the Bronx, and my parents were just like, yo, if he goes into the public schools, if he goes into like even certain private schools, like I was gonna have to repeat a grade kind of thing.
Oh.
So they found like a private
loophole.
school kind of thing. Yeah, the cutoff date was like November 1st. I was October 30th. So I was the youngest kid like in my grade, but I didn't have to like repeat like preschool.
So everything just makes sense now.
Yeah, and then I just stayed like
It just
Catholic
means-
school
yeah.
the whole time. Like I was an altar server in like second grade. Like did all the communion. I was baptized already. So
Okay. So it just makes sense.
Yeah.
Let's just keep him in here. There's no point in taking him out.
absolutely.
And your odds are always better when you go to Catholic schools to go to like college and stuff when your kid transfers. Like, realistically, as fucked up as that sounds, the odds are always better. Unless like your kid goes to like a real good like public school that's like known for having like intelligent kids. Like if you go to any school in Bergen County, you're Gucci.
And there's even some public schools, you know, they got like a good academic, like, I
Like
mean,
some
athletic
public school.
program,
And
like,
athletic
like whatever
programs,
they're known
yeah.
for, like that's their thing. And it's like,
Yeah.
if you come from that school, like what is it, Bergen Tech, Bergen Academies, like that's technically a public school, but they're
No, but they're known for being smart.
Exactly.
Mostly having like
The-
the smart,
the
like pulling out the
academics, yeah.
smart,
They're-
intelligent kids.
But that, yeah.
Yeah, they're more like a public private school. Like
They
you gotta get accepted in a way. Basically, you
Yeah.
like take a test. My cousin almost got into school, but his mom
Yeah,
wouldn't let him go.
Pal Park's close to Bergen Academy.
Okay, so how do I put it? Pal Park is like a school because there's the high Asian populations. A lot of those kids that do go to the school, they're actually like really smart. Some of them were like the most intelligent kids and the best athletes I've ever seen in my life. But yo, they literally were some thugs too, bro, that like got themselves in trouble, and like it was kind of crazy. Powell Park was a crazy ass town, like with Asian kids that you were like, yo, what the fuck? You part of a gang? Your dad is in a gang?
Yeah, I mean, dude, if you know
What?
Powell Park,
Like-
they call it P-Deuce for a reason, but like Powell Park at nighttime, you hear like the Tokyo Drifters, like you hear crazy street races, like
Going on like
down
this
the
town?
highway, down 46, down 80, and then even like by shop down the train tracks kind of thing, like Commercial Ave, like
Mhm.
dude, they're racing and there's money, and I'm not gonna blow up no spots, but there's a lot of massage parlors here.
Mm-hmm. That's another spot too.
Yep.
Yes, it is. A lot of spots here.
Dude, Powell Park.
Powell Park is really the spot. And for everything. That's what they always say. Like, I think they even mentioned it in the Spanish radio station once.
Yo, I mean, Powell Park High School was like recently on the news because it's like falling apart. Like the ceilings are like.
Bro, this kid posted it on TikTok and it got
Dude,
a million views.
We should definitely take a moment to like bring some awareness to like our public school systems, and that we need to start funneling more money in there, and maybe
Especially
just
Powell Park.
reallocate some money into the public schools.
Like, especially Powell Park. Because that school is like, if you really think about it, you know how many famous kids have gone through that motherfucking school?
Palisades
Chris
Park
Brown went to school
Town.
there at one point. For a little bit. For 3 months before Chris Brown blew the fuck up. And then he was like,
That's
there's no point of
crazy.
you going to school no more. His grandma lived there.
That's
He
a
even
wild
played
story.
basketball there too. He played at Lindbergh and lost his earring.
Well, I remember
a while
Diggy.
back.
I played basketball with Diggy at Lindbergh.
Yeah, me
And,
too. I remember
yeah,
hanging
he'll
out with
pull
him
up.
too. His little brother slapped the shit out of me. Well, he didn't slap me. He was playing Ding Dong. No, not Ding Dong Ditch. It was Punch Buggy. Remember that stupid ass
yeah,
game?
Yeah. You say license.
Punched the fuck out of my arm. I was like, yo,
Damn.
nigga, my arm, bro. was so tight. I was just like, but he was a good kid though. He just never really got out because
I
he might have
mean-
been locked up and being famous.
I mean, bro, I've been up to Upper Saddle River, wherever they
Mhm.
live a couple times, and like, dude, that town is
So
like.
time out. How was it like? Oh, I've been to Upper Saddle River too. My homie used to go to Saddle River Day too out there. But how was it growing up and like, you know, just being able to see both worlds, like the
Well,
two
dude,
sides of
I
things?
played football and I wrestled for like Powell Park, so I was like in the public schools, like I was integrated with the public school
Mhm.
kids. Like that's how I met you and everything. But yeah, so I really just I saw it all. Like,
Irony
I
of
s-
life.
Yeah, I saw private school kids from like all kinds of towns, from even some other states and
Mhm.
stuff. And then I still like was close with the people that like I grew up with. Like my block was very close. Like I grew up with like 4 kids on the same street kind of thing. And like, dude, no matter where I went to school, we never went to the same school. Like we all went to like different high schools and stuff. So
But we always managed to be around
Yeah.
each other.
absolutely.
It was always a vibe. Like that's the thing about Powell Park. We always even like if you were from another town, you always came here to come hang out with us.
Dude,
Like
people say it all the time. that
females, guys, whoever it was, they just came down here.
We're
to
like
come.
the last generation to really be outside, play a pickup, like random kids on the block, manhunt till night falls, like no phone, like you leave that thing like at home, like no
You-
one's out like riding
an
bikes
ass
and like a
whooping as soon as
biker
you get
group,
home.
Like, I was making jackass videos and stuff as a kid.
Like I wanted to do that with my friends. My friends
Yeah.
weren't really into that. Like anything that involved anything being. You remember how I was being in that generation? Go way back. You remember what it was? It was like, oh, that shit's corny. That's whack. When
Yeah.
TikTok and Vine and all those motherfuckers, I was like, yo, this shit ain't whack. Y'all dumb. We need to get on this right now. We need to be the new people on this shit from Jersey, bro. After that, everybody else blew up on TikTok, on Vine, and then they just
yeah,
got bought out by like Instagram, and then boop.
yeah, man. I have very mixed feelings about the TikToks and the Vines, and I'm gonna keep them to myself. But I'm all about having fun.
You know how you feel about the TikToks and the Vine?
I mean, dude, like, all right, so I'm gonna fast forward here a little bit
Mhm.
because I work with TikTok for a little bit, and
No, we'll go back to that later. Hold up.
yeah.
Tell me about how it was growing up, like here and all that. And
Well, that's the
being
thing.
around.
Growing up, I grew up with like MySpace and stuff. So I
Mhm.
was like
Me too,
coding.
man.
Yeah, I was like coding my MySpace. I add like a
Remember when
picture
you
of
put
like
the little
Tiki
background?
Barber. Like
Yo,
yeah, like
oh,
crazy
man.
stuff.
Oh, my cousin. Shout out to my cousin John Free. He had a one of the Bears. Brian
Brian Earl, like I got Brian Earl jersey.
And then you'd be able to
inside.
put your music and shit too.
Oh yeah, dude. I had everything from like
Man.
Lil Wayne. Like my bio would be like, "Life's a beach. I'm playing in the sand."
Yo, Lil Wayne really was. When we was kids, that man was like God. You couldn't say nothing wrong about him.
Nah, man. The No Ceilings, the Carter albums, like Sorry for the Wait. It's all classic.
Prom queen, the prom. That shit
I
was,
mean,
oh
dude.
man, that's where it went.
The Rock album. I mean, hey, dude, if you appreciate music and you appreciate people trying new things,
But I did appreciate that.
I respect it. I respect it.
Nah, I did respect the heavy. I did. I always been a Lil Wayne fan. I'm just teasing.
Yeah.
I like to tease.
How did you not?
I'm more of a troll, but I always like if I ever meet this man, I'll be like, oh my god, bro, I'm like the biggest fan. Like, bro, you're fucking crazy if you think I'm not gonna be a fan.
There's a song with Nicki Minaj, it's like Knockout or something,
Bro, like, even if I meet Nicki Minaj, I'll talk mad shit. I'll be like, oh, fuck Nicki Minaj, blah, blah, fuck the boys, because I like to fuck around with them. But I just,
man.
at the end of the day, like, my homie, he's a huge, like, my mentee, he's a huge Barb. He's a Barb fan. So I'll be like, I always tease him. I'm like, oh, they mad whack. He's like, don't make me go get them niggas on you. I was like, nah, I ain't want no drama. I ain't want no heat.
Beyonce and Nicki Minaj, they got, like, fans to die. Like they'll die for them type stuff.
No,
Not all of them,
Beyonce, I'm a Beyonce fan. I'm not even going to hold you.
But no, like, this
I'm not
isn't
gonna
an
hold you. I'm a huge
exaggeration. I'm
Beyonce
not
fan.
using this as, like,
They'll fuck you up.
No, like, they will literally go to jail. Like for Nicki Minaj and Beyonce.
Yo,
That's
Nicki
not a
Minaj,
joke.
that's already been
like
proven.
respect.
Like, they smack people up.
Straight up.
They beat the shit out of
Yeah.
Mariah Lynn's mom. That's crazy. And they really don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
But you growing up, right, and being from these towns and stuff, how was it like? What led you to, like, you know, how was the experiences growing up, like, from being both sides and just seeing two different things around you?
I mean, I was clearly always busy because
Mhm.
like I would go to school as like a kid, and then my parents worked in the city still because that's where we moved from, and I would go to my grandma's house after school. So I would either like stay there, do some homework until I had like practice,
Mm-hmm.
or just like straight to my parents pick me up if I didn't have practice. But I'd go straight from like school to like basically a study hall, eat like some dinner, and then go to like football, wrestling, baseball practice, whatever. So it was nonstop. I was always like had something to do kind of thing. It wasn't even
Your parents
really,
kept you busy.
absolutely. Even in the summertime, man, my parents would be like, "Oh, they didn't give you no summer work? Like, I want you to read this book, and then you're gonna write me a little paper about it just to make sure you read it." And I'm like,
Just to make sure you ain't
"Who's telling you to do
stupid.
this?" Yeah, they're like, "Who's telling you to do this stuff?" And then like they sent me. I don't know if you know this. Do you know the church on Broad Ave, like that's right by the bus stop on like Homestead?
Yeah, that's where I used to live at.
So I used to go to that church to take like reading classes and stuff. I was a phenomenal reader. I was a great reader. Like there was nothing wrong with me, and like they just wanted me to like get
Keep you
better.
busy.
And I'm like, bro, like yeah, like literally stay busy. Get
Where you
smart.
from?
I'm like my
Nationality.
Puerto Rico and Spain.
Hey. Yeah, those are two motherfucking countries of two motherfucking crazy ass psychotic Hispanic like backgrounds, bro.
Yeah, man.
So you know they're gonna force you to do like anything related with studies, especially Hispanic parents, bro. Hispanic parents, especially the ones that are Americanized and kind of understand the American culture. Like me, I'm probably gonna be the same way with my kid. You and Latchkey, the Latchkey kids, gang, because I'm gonna be probably working a lot, you know. So my future kids, we love you, but you see what I'm doing right now?
You locked in.
We locked in. So, but yeah, man, like I'm saying, either way though, it's like, damn, bro, it's like you was probably like doing a lot. So your parents kept you real occupied.
Yeah, and that's why I had a
That's
sport
good.
for every season because, you know,
Real
football's
good.
the fall, wrestling's winter, baseball in the spring.
But did you always feel like that was good for you because it built like a weird discipline?
Absolutely.
Towards the things
I
that
mean,
you kinda
wrestling.
like.
Wrestling, I credit all my discipline, my work ethic that I transferred into like all my art now. Like,
What weight
it
you
all-
wrestled at? Because I did wrestling too.
So, I mean, when I got
But my senior year.
because I wrestled from like second grade like through high school, even a little bit in college. So when I was in high school, like my prime kind of thing, but I started like 112, and then I got up to like 132. They changed the weight classes midway through my high school
Skinny
year.
motherfucker.
Yeah, but I mean, I'll be like 140, 150, and like I'll cut down kind
When
of
they hear the
thing.
nutty shit with me, they never measured my weight. So when I walked into the wrestling thing, because I walked in, I didn't know what the fuck I was. I was a football
They
player.
don't measure
It was my
weight.
senior year. No, they
Yeah.
not measure your weight, but like they took your like weight and shit. Like they were
Yeah.
checking me in, and they never really checked in my weight. They were like, "Yo, this is your size. Like you got to stay here. We can't have you go any lower." So they
Yeah.
thought because of my height, they confused it that like, "Oh, he ain't dropping weight. He's just like really tall." But 2 months went in or a month went in where I couldn't even keep up no more. Like I was like, "Yo, it's either I'm losing my strength towards these big ass dudes." Or like, yo, what the fuck is going on? Because this guy's beyond my size and I can't pick him up no more.
Nah,
Bro,
wrestling,
I went
yeah.
from 180,
That's what I was gonna
187 to 132.
say. Jesus, man, that's quite.
I was slapping niggas when I was wrestling them. I was slapping the shit out of them. They had me on JV because like it's like, all right, this kid never wrestled like to varsity, so he may not know what to do. But it was all right. But I just hated the fact that I started so late because I would have been a monster.
Dude, wrestling was definitely
Yeah.
a great thing. Like,
But how was it like?
I recommend everybody wrestle because, like, dude, straight up, like, it's just you out there. It's 1-on-1. Like, no excuses. Nobody's gonna like save your ass. Nobody's gonna whatever. Like, you lose, like, face it. Like, straight up, like, learn from it, kind of thing. Like, he caught me here. They're not gonna catch me like that again. Like, this is working. I'm gonna get better at that because I know I'm good at that. Like, so you can apply so many things from wrestling to other aspects of your life. And like, yeah, because at the end of the day, no matter where you are in life, what you do is you.
Mhm.
Like you want to
It's always
get
gonna
better.
be you by
yeah,
yourself.
it's you. You put in the work. Like when you go to sleep, you're alone with your thoughts. Like, it's you. And wrestling, it's like you.
Okay. So you did that for man long. So where did acting get involved with that?
So I actually went to like business school at like Montclair for like a
So
year.
you never did acting in high school?
Nah. If anything, I did a couple like YouTube skits. I thought that shit was funny.
So let me ask you a question. That you didn't do high school acting because it probably was it because of like people in high school, like also our
Nah.
generation was always like, yo, that's Matt Gabe, you do acting.
Nah, not even, because I'll tell you right now, my senior year, I was like, yo, I'm gonna go fucking audition for the musical, for the high school.
I tried, they denied me. They didn't even let me go walk through the door.
Dude, nah. See, they let me walk in, and they were like, all right, sing us like a song kind of thing on the piano. And like, what do you know? I was like, yo, bro, I know like Drake. Like, I know Lil Wayne. They're like, we don't do that on the piano. And they're like, do you know Happy Birthday? And I was like, yeah. And they're like, all right, sing Happy Birthday on the piano. And like, I'm singing with just a piano. And they're like, all right, thank you. And like, dude, never heard from them ever again. And I was like,
They already set you up. They were like, nah, let's see what you got.
that was, I mean, but hey, that was like the first and only real acting like experience I had. And like, it was a halfway joke kind of thing. But
That was the first denial.
yeah.
But it didn't stop you, man. It didn't stop us.
Every just kidding has a little bit of truth in it.
Yeah, like I was just kidding. I didn't want to do. But you low key was like, yo, you was mad as fuck walking home. You like, they don't want me. They don't want me.
I was like, nah, they're gonna call.
They gonna call me.
gonna
They gonna definitely call. 2 weeks go by.
Yeah. The place happening is opening.
It's like, God damn, it's open tonight. Y'all could have told me I wasn't invited.
Yeah. But nah, man. The kids that did it, they deserved it. They gave a fuck about it back then. So it's like,
You
they
know
saw
who
that.
cares.
Absolutely.
Back then, you knew who cares. Because when you go into, like, school, but also, like, were you very hyperactive, too? That they, like, kind of saw that and they were like, oh, shit. Because
Nah, not even. I wasn't hyperactive. Like I said, I was just always like, I had to stay busy. So it's like, I would just, I don't know. Things wouldn't, like, I would get bored of stuff easily. I'd have to, like, switch scenes, like, just switch activities. Like, yeah. And that's why I thought acting was so cool. Because I'm like, bro, I could be a doctor one week. And then, like, next month, I'm playing, like, a forest, like, firefighter, like, whatever. So wherever I go, like, I'm always changing. I could do a new role. This job ends and I could look for a new one. But it's all, like, this is what I do. So it made sense to who I was and what I wanted to do. Like,
at that moment.
yeah.
Okay. So when you went to college now, right?
Yeah.
How was that, like, going in?
So, I mean, college was a little weird for me because at first, like, I was commuting to Montclair. I didn't dorm there. So, like, it still felt like high school.
I didn't dorm either. It was,
Yeah.
I know that feeling.
It felt like high school. So, I wasn't taking it seriously. I was just doing this and that. Like, I was in an economics class where I'm like, bro, this makes no sense to me. Like, I'm just, like, doing this because I want to be a businessman, travel, do deals, meet people, like, open up a wrestling club maybe one day. And, like, yeah, that was, like, my plan. But then I was like, dude, I hate business. I hate money. I hate all this stuff. I hate numbers. So, I mean, I'm good at math, but, like, I just hate it. And I had a friend that was in the acting program, and I was like, bro, I could do this as, like, a major? Like, you're going to give me a degree in acting? Sign me up. So I took, like, 2 acting classes, got the A, and I was like, bet. I got to catch up to some people now because those theater kids in high school that were taking it mad serious and stuff, now they're doing regional theaters, and they actually got, like, headshots, and they got resumes, and I'm just like, bro, I think I like this. So I had a lot of ground to make up. And yeah, I applied to like 3 acting schools over the summer, got into 2. And yeah, I started a 2-year conservatory program like right after that first year of business school. I was like, I'm done with that. I'm doing this. And yeah.
So did you have to go to another school after you were done with school? Because you know how, like, acting is very tricky. Acting, because people think, oh, you acted, you went to school and that's it, it's done. It's like, no, actually, you got to go to another academy right after you just went to college and you just did 4 more years. You got to do another 6 more years to catch up to what it's like. Oh, no, you just learned the theory behind it, theoretically.
So, like, the conservatory program, it would cover a lot of different things. Like, I'd have everything from, like, a sword fighting class to, like, a vocal speech class to, like, how I'm supposed to sit in an Alexander technique, if you're familiar, but like how it sit and stand and everything.
Explain
walk.
the Alexander technique. What is that? Like, 'cause
Alexander
I know what that is, but somebody else may not know what that is.
It's the study of like literally how the body is supposed to move and stuff. Like what's the proper way for your bones to like align in a chair, like proper posture, how to seamlessly walk across like a stage in theater, like neutral, the proper neutral stances.
So
of, like,
what
life.
would be like one thing in the chair right now that you would be able to demonstrate just sitting down?
So like right now you want to focus. I mean, I believe they call it like your cyst bones on like your ass kind of thing, and you want to focus like that you're sitting on those. So if you want, you could start at the edge of your chair, and you could almost feel them, and then that's where you are. Your spine, imagine like a string at the top of like your head, and it's actually pulling up like your whole skeleton, and now your body's weight is like falling from that string, still being like pulled just by the head. Dude, there's a whole class.
Yo, I know. My
like,
class
yeah.
used to make us do that. I used to pass out almost.
Yeah, bro, that's just like the exercise I would do in a class, and I'm like, yo, bro, I need to lay down, and, like take a nap. Like, can you show me how to lay down properly?
Yo, that shit is crazy. What's one of your favorite exercises that you did like while you was in acting classes? Because I had like a few.
I mean,
Like, I don't know about yours, but mine was the one like you start laughing.
So there would be some exercises that I would like to do just like for yoga purposes, because I did a lot of yoga in those classes just as like warm ups and stuff. And I have like back problems from wrestling, I had ACL surgery. Like,
You tore your shit too?
yeah, I tore my ACL
Yeah, I tore
meniscus
mine.
in an improv class.
Nick,
I was jumping, trying to touch a light, and I missed it by like 2 inches. I was like, I could do this. And then I really jumped, and like I stretched out, and when my weight came down, like my weight just snapped it the wrong way, and I was like,
yeah,
that's a hyperextension.
that should be embarrassing, yo, because it hurts, man. The way I tore mine, my shit was a midget just hit my shit. I was in the middle of a football game.
What did you say? A little
a
guy?
midget,
Oh,
yeah,
little
like
guy,
a
yeah.
little 5'5" dude hit me. It wasn't a midget. It was we were all. He just didn't hit puberty yet.
Yeah, it was like 12-year-olds.
Yeah, and he hit me dumb hard. I was just like, we were 13, 14 years old, and I was just like, damn, bro, I didn't even get to like go to high school yet, bro. My shit snapped.
I think I remember that too. Because I mean we were playing football at the same time.
Yeah,
together.
they made fun of me.
I would never. That wasn't me.
My friends was really making fun of me. That's why I came back and played. I swear to God. Everything in my life has been like, yo, somebody has said some shit, and I'm like, oh, that's how you feel? Now watch this. I'll be right back.
Oh man.
And I come back, it's like, oh, he really did it, and more, like, than what we expected.
I mean, dude,
So you
that's
gotta do
good that you can
sometimes.
use other people's, like, whatever they give you as motivation. That's very important to create your own motivation,
Mhm.
however it's done.
But when you started acting, did you ever feel like embarrassed at certain moments when you were doing certain roles and your peers were like around you watching you do certain roles?
I don't think so. I mean, thinking back, there might have been like a time or two like I fucked up, and I'm like, oh damn, that fucking sucks.
Mhm.
Like I forgot a line. I got like berated by a teacher or something. But like I said, I was doing like YouTube skits and stuff like in high school here, and I did maybe like 6. Like I'm saying skits, like I had a whole page, but like did like 6, 7 skits, and so I was already like putting myself out there. Like I didn't give a shit like what people thought. I was like, yo, I'm me. Like I said, like in the beginning, like I've always been me. I've never gave a fuck like what people thought. Like I'm like I know what I like. I know what I want to do, and like I could justify everything I've done just about.
So going into like acting and stuff, how do you get ready for like a role? And like what goes into like even becoming an actor? Like if I was a 15-year-old, what would you tell a 15-year-old like with the whole process of everything, or a kid on trying to like just become an actor? Like what does he need to do? So
I mean, the first thing you gotta figure out if you really like this thing, because if you don't like this is like, it's just a tough job. I mean, everybody works a really hard 9 to 5, and at the end of the day, that's what this is. Like acting is my 9 to 5. I got a degree in acting. Like this is what I do. So if you don't like what you do, like you're gonna hate your job regardless. I don't care about the money and stuff, but you're gonna hate it. So just know there's a lot of rejection. Like you need to be confident in yourself. You know what you bring to the table, and you're like, this is me. This is who I am, and like this is what I do. But where to actually like start, you need some type of guidance. So it's like get in a class, go to like an Actors Connection or like something like that that's offering one class here, a seminar there, do like a 2-week program, like, and just figure out like, yo, I like this. And then ask those people the questions. Ask your teacher that you have like a relationship with, like, I want to take the next step. What do you think? Like, if you want to start just like applying to stuff, like look at different like backstage kind of like networks and stuff and see where the auditions are at. But yeah, you just need like a good confidence base like in yourself, and then just start making connections. Just start asking people that do this, like, where did you start? Where did you go? How did you do this? Have good questions to ask. Don't just be like, what do I do?
But okay, so when you was doing acting and stuff, so who were like your top favorite actors back then?
Yeah, so I mean, like Leo's always number one to me.
They're gonna ask
Like,
you.
yeah, I'm all about Leo, like all the time, every role, Wolf of Wall Street, like Blood Diamonds,
Yeah, I'm not
Gilbert
gonna hold you.
Grape, like everything.
Some people may look at me crazy, but like, yo, that role he did in Django.
Dude,
Like,
Django,
if you hear the story
Mr.
behind
Candy,
it, Mr. Candy, like
the
story
hand, and he like cut his hand. Yeah, man.
he was like, they told him, he was like, I think they even had to tell him like low key, like Samuel L. Jackson was like, motherfucker, we are at work. He's like, we are working. I don't care how you feel right now. We are working. And if you need to say it, you need to say it. Like, I was like, oh, damn. Like, and he walked in. They said that the very next day he walked in, like Jimmy Fox, I think he was talking about it. He was like, yo, that he was so cold.
Dude, I mean,
Like, I was like, damn, that's that actor shit. Like, people at work sometimes, they be talking to me. I'm like, oh, y'all think I'm too friendly? Watch this.
yeah, I mean, dude, I hear stories about people like turning it on like all the time. Like,
How do you feel about that? You feel like you could do that shit? You one of those actors that could turn it
Yeah.
on and off?
I mean, turn it on to an extent. Like, you're gonna see it in me, like when I walk in, kind of thing. Like, even if I'm like, I'm friendly, I'm cool, I'm still me. Like, you're gonna be like, oh, he's a little off today, kind of thing. He's not like his normal self, and it's just because like I'm thinking, I'm going through a process, I'm making decisions already. Like, so then when the second we hit action, like I know exactly what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, and then it's like, if everything goes to shit, I know how to adapt. It's like, oh, I was expecting her to say this like this. She said a whole new line, kind of thing. I'm so familiar with every possibility that could have happened that it's like, bet, let's have fun. Let's roll. Like, that's chaos is where I thrive.
So you just like walking in and just already ready to go, like with the role. Like you're a method actor, I would say, right? Or you like to keep it, or do you change it, turn it on and off?
So that's the thing. I feel like you could use like all the different methods to approach one single role. Like if you do like a Meisner like technique to like learn your lines and stuff, and you're doing repetition, but then you're also living in the life of like this actor, some method style kind of things, and like you break down the script and like Stanislavski kind of like method. It's like, dude, you could use everything and then just see what really sticks to this role, what's really applying, what's really getting the most reaction out of like my co-stars and stuff. And like, yeah, you just got to know everything so you could use, it's like a Batman belt. It's like, what do I got in my utility belt for this role? Like, oh, I'm playing Lincoln like Daniel Day-Lewis. Let's go method. Like, oh, I'm creating somebody. Let's see what I got inside of me. Let's do mine. Like, and then you just need to be able to adapt and like.
So what was a role that you ever like that you sat down and you was just like, yo, what the fuck? This is hard as fuck. But then after you was like, yo, once you finally get it, you were like, ah, shit, like, all right, we're done shooting. Like, why the fuck am I getting him now? Why am I acting like him now when I needed to do this now? Like, because this happens to a lot of actors. Like, I've heard Will Smith talk about that.
Yeah.
What's the guy that plays? He plays in he's in a lot of Hispanic like cartel movies, and he also played the guy that the collector in Guardians of the Galaxy. He's he's Mexican, the character. He's a collector in Guardians. He has like a wig, and like whenever like Guardians of the Galaxy some shit happens, they always send him like he puts him in a jail, like in a box jail, and Thanos kills him.
Yes.
I forget that actor's name, but you know the actor I'm talking about. I'm gonna add it in the video, like, and people are gonna know who I'm talking about. I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, him. He was talking to Will Smith, and he said once that when he's going through a role, because it happened to Will Smith, and I think it was when Will Smith did his first movie ever. Like, it was like he was in love with a 40-year-old woman or something like that. It was like his second or third movie, something around that time. And he did his movie, and he was supposed to fall in love with the character. And he was like, at first, he wasn't able to fall in love. He was like, yo, what the fuck is going on? Like, during the scene, he wasn't able to, like, get it.
Yeah.
Right? Then after, like, the movie was over, this man is at home, and he's slowly starting to fall in love with this woman. He's like, yo, what the fuck? Like, now is when it's starting to happen? Like, what the hell? Like, why is this happening now? But has that happened to you?
I can't say that, because the only project that I really dived into that it's like all me kind of thing, it's like I really lived in it for a long time, was like the movie I wrote about me kind of thing. So it's like I've always like been that, and like I knew how to relate. But then after I left, like after we finished, I would see new instances in my life that would like relate to the movie that I was just like that I just worked on for like over a year. So
tell me about this movie, how you started with that.
All right, so I mean, I've been working on like this script as like short film passion project for probably like 3-4 years kind of thing, just like changing it to like different things that happened in my life, doing rewrites, trying to like film a scene, playing it back, seeing what I could work on. And then when it got to the point of like COVID, pandemic, everything shut down. I'm like, yo, bro, let me see what's up with this. And I was doing all the art, so I just added the art into the script, and I was like, yo, bro, I think this is like done. It's got a lot of different like layers, levels. Like I was trying new shit that I feel like people weren't doing in like short films or movies right now. So I was like, let me start a GoFundMe, because I had no money. I had a bunch of friends that went to acting school, went to whatever school, dance school with me, and they were down. So I'm like, all right, let me see if I can get some equipment. So I started GoFundMe, raised like $2,000, got like a sound guy, some lights, some mic, and yeah, we put it together. Then when I was done filming everything, I came back home to Jersey from LA because I didn't have a desktop. I had nothing to edit this thing on. And I had a friend, Johnny, around the corner that he had a nice laptop, nice like desktop setup. He built it himself. And I was like, yo, bro, I bought Adobe. Let's like just chop this up together. And he was like, I bet. We're chopping it up. I meet Saint now. I see him post on like,
Shout out to Saint.
Shout out to Saint. But like, I see him post on Instagram like, oh, like I'm holding like studio sessions. If you want to record, like hit me up for an hour and stuff. And I'm like, oh, dude, I know Saint. Let me hit him up, and maybe he could teach me how to do like the sound mixing for my movie kind of thing. Teach me how to do the software. So when I tell him that, he tells me about this whole production company, Bridge the Gap Production. Shout out Bridge the Gap.
Shout out to Bridge the Gap.
And puts me on with Ben and Chase and Elijah and everything. And then like they really helped after me and Johnny cut it up, put in the special effects, put in the sounds and everything. And like I had like a nice team now of just people that like I grew up with. I knew like they believed in the vision, the story, and we were able to take that movie and put it like in my 420 Von Gala. Like, and we had like an art gallery in Chelsea, New York. Like, had all my art in there for the whole month of April.
So let's speak of all this behind us, because there's a story while we sitting behind all these Dutches that look like artwork put together. So explain to them, man.
So I mean, I do original blunt art. So I don't know if
I'm not gonna hold you. Yo, Puerto Ricans are mad artistic.
Yeah, I mean,
really hold
shout out
that
Bad Bunny, Bad Bunny. Yo, me and Bad Bunny putting off.
Bro, I'm telling you, yo, because my frat brothers are like most of the dudes that went to school for art are all Puerto Ricans.
Dude, we love it.
And y'all could draw like a motherfucker too. Y'all artistic as shit.
Oh yeah, but that's why I do. So the way this whole blunt rap thing got started, dude, I would like me and my friends would smoke or whatever, and they would like
pointlessly high, and we're like, yo, we're getting rid of all this shit.
Dude, straight up, I'm like going to cop like raps and be like, yo, what kind do you guys want? Like, oh, I don't care. And I'm like, what do you mean you don't care? Like, I'm spending money on these raps. Like, you need to have like a preference or something. Or it needs to be like a purpose. So once I was like getting like the ones that we liked, like I was like, oh, I like Dutches like this. I was like, damn, I'm even throwing these rappers away kind of thing. Let me save the rappers and see what's up. And then I made like a piece kind of thing, and I was like, oh, this is cool. I was like, but let me go and like save like these rappers now, so I could do like something crazy.
But have you always been artistic? Like you like to draw since you were a kid?
I've always been a doodler. Like I would never take notes in school. I would doodle, and teachers would yell at me, and I would like be able to tell them exactly what they said. And I'd be like, yo, this is how I like pay attention. Like I don't get distracted by like a fly or a bug or like your shoes or nothing. Like, dude, I'm like listening. I'm here. I'm present. I'm just like has something to like ground me. Like, yeah, the doodles ground me. So I was always drawing. I was always doing stuff, and like I was always doing the skits. I was always filming stuff. I was always just, yeah, I like to have fun, man. I like to create stuff. And if you don't got a lot, like I couldn't always afford paint or like canvases and stuff, but like we always had like weed and like the blunt wraps and stuff. So I was like, yo, bro, I'm gonna make something out of this. And it wasn't until COVID that I had 4 years worth of rap saved up.
I feel like COVID opened up a lot of stuff for people.
Dude, COVID just gave me so much time to do what like I wanted to do. And it's like I really seized the opportunity.
I feel like right now everybody is starting to like link up no matter what. Like I feel like everybody just hitting each other up. Like it don't matter if you're famous or if you're not. Like everybody artistically is just hitting each other up. Like, yo, bro, I'll make you some bread. I'm already famous, but there's not much like for me to like gain off this. But like, yo, I'm gonna help you out anyways, whatever. Like,
I mean, dude, in the best way possible. Like people kind of fell off on art just because COVID gave them time to realize like that's not what they liked. Like it's not what they were about. It's like, oh, I'd rather spend my time doing this with family or school or kids or hospital or like whatever. Like whatever they feel passionately about. And COVID gave them time to realize like, oh, this isn't what I give a shit about. And the people that do give a shit are still here and they're still doing it. And that's why I feel like everyone's linking up, because it's like, oh, bro, you're here. I haven't seen you before. Like, but I know you're here for a reason. I know you lasted through this storm for a reason. Like, yeah, like I've heard about you, because there's not that many left, or there's a bunch of new people, and like you have been doing this for a couple years. Like,
because I'll be honest with you, I had moments where people were like, "Oh, yo, stop interviewing New York artists, blah blah blah, blah this, then the third." I said, "Why?" I was like, "Why would I stop interviewing New York artists when they're the only people that are literally telling me like, yeah, I'll come do your interviews," and they got the blue check? Because I've been trying to get a lot of Jersey people. They've been like, "Oh, you got no Jersey people, really?" And I'm like, "No, I do have Jersey people. I've reached out to them. They just don't want to come on."
I mean, hey, dude,
They say they want to come on, but then they don't show up.
I can't even say that it's like New York and New Jersey that different, because it's like
New York just loves the attention.
dude.
They love it, and I'm not gonna hold you. And if they want the attention, I'm here to get. My platform is to give people attention.
Dude, that's
so what
the
the fuck am I gonna go do? I'm gonna go give them the attention that they want.
I don't give a shit where you're from, man. If you want the
If you
attention,
from
you're about
elsewhere,
to work, you're consistent about
I'm
it.
gonna
I'ma
go
work
to
with
you.
I'ma work with
Exactly,
you.
that's me. I'm like, yo, I don't care.
You could be
They're the most.
Connecticut. You could be fucking. But if
Bro,
you're in New
I'm
York,
trying
I
to.
got 20 New York guys.
I think I might be going to Memphis sometime soon to go do an interview with a rapper out there.
Dude, shout out Memphis.
Shout out Memphis. Or Texas too. Texas is another
Shout out
state too.
Texas.
Texas, those be the states that be really hitting me up too. And I'm like, yo, like,
Yeah,
I'm not gonna shut that shit down.
No.
I could find the next motherfucking Travis Scott out there.
Dude, you go where like the money is, kind of thing. You go where the work is, not the money. You go where the work is.
Exactly. I can find like the next UGK. You don't know. Like, really, the work is anywhere really nowadays.
For real.
Because the work is really anywhere nowadays. Like, yo, you could just hit up an artist and the artist could be like, yo, come to my house. I know you ain't about shit. I could send like 30 people to your house. I could just literally look up your whole entire life. And I know you just an interviewer. That's all you do. And you ain't wrapped up with shit. Because they know that. These people got money enough to search you up, bro. They could look your whole shit up and know everything about you.
Well, yeah, I mean, of course.
Like the fuck, like that's just how it is. And they know when you're not about that. Like, so they'll be like, yeah, bro, you can come over here. Like, they want to work with people who are young and hungry because they're like, he won't turn my shit into something else because he has no agenda behind him.
Yeah. I mean, straight up, bro. Because people have like their own thing that they're working on.
Mhm.
And you have your own thing that you're working on. That person has their own thing. So it's like, if you're all working on your own thing, eventually those paths are going to cross for mutual interest, for whatever reason. But that's not because it's like a competition thing, or it's not for like that. It's like, dude, this is literally like, you keep progressing in life. Eventually, other people that are progressing are going to be at the same crossroads kind of thing. And that's an amazing moment.
That's the
Like,
best moment when you just run into
absolutely.
somebody like, yo, bro, we weren't ready before, but you ready now?
Absolutely.
Right.
And it's like, you can't drag people up to the top. It's like, if they're working and they're moving up, and it's like, bro, like, we're both moving up, but it's like, they got to be doing something. They got to have their own. Everyone has to have their own thing.
Yep. But yeah, man. So another question I have is, I seen that you do stand-up comedy too.
I used to do stand-up comedy pretty heavy. Like,
Why you stop? Because I do stand-up. I never did stand-up, but I do comedy myself. Like, I think I'm a funny guy.
see,
But not standing up, though. Like, not standing up.
Nah. It all comes back to straight up like doing what like I want to do, following where the work is. And at that time, I was at like a point in my career where I'm like, I need to get in front of more people. I need to like say some shit, like, kind of thing. And it's like all signs point to stand-up comedy. And I got to like a certain level in stand-up comedy, and like, dude, COVID shut everything down. But where I'm at now, because the clubs are starting to open back up now and everything, it's like I don't feel drawn that much to stand-up comedy anymore. It's like, dude, it's fun. I could do it. Like, I love it. I love hosting. I love doing all this stuff. I love crowd work.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day,
My bad.
I got bigger things that I think can
Like
get me
bigger
closer to
fishes
my
to fry.
goals. Like, yeah, because I have certain goals that I want to reach,
Mm-hmm.
and stand-up comedy is one way to get there. But I think I have other opportunities right now that can get me there faster. Like,
Yeah, that's smart, too. Because stand-up is a hard grind. Like, I remember my professor telling me, like, that shit is one of the hardest things to, like, really, like, blow the fuck up on.
dude, and that's why it's like, if you need stand-up, one of the things is like, if you need it, like, it's always there, because it's like, it's therapy, bro. If you got like a tough situation, a funny like whatever, it's like, bro, I'm gonna go 10 minutes open mic, 5 minutes open mic, and I'm gonna tell these people some shit that happened to me that I think is funny. If they don't think it's funny, fuck it, I got it out there off my chest. But it's not like, it's not trapped in me anymore. It's not like, oh, what could have happened if I did that, or like, there's no what ifs. You go, you do it, and you learn from it. You learn from doing. Like, yeah.
So, what led to that stand-up comedy duet thing that you guys did, basically?
So basically, I was doing stand-up
Because
comedy.
I was watching that shit. It had me laughing.
I would watch stand-up comedy, and I would do stand-up comedy, and I'd be like, yo, man, I feel like I have the same, like, formula as, like, every other stand-up comedian. Like, you know, you got, like, the setup, the punchline, delivery, callbacks, like, and there's a whole, like, script to it almost.
Yeah.
You're just changing your own personal variables. And I was like, yo, man, I'm sounding like this guy. This sounds like that guy. This is a story close to this guy. So I was like, I got to change, like, almost the genre of stand-up comedy. So I started writing like a script to a stand-up comedy that seems to just completely go haywire. And I don't want the audience in on it or anything. So I had a roommate, shout out Javi, and I told him, like, yo, man, I want you to like read like this stand-up as like you're doing the open mic. Like I told him to make up a character and everything, like pretend to be this guy, Rajit.
I don't know. Excuse me, sir, what are you doing?
Hola, señor. Agua.
What?
Agua.
Who has like severe anxiety. And then he would go up there and like do this open mic, but then I would come in as like a character, and we rehearsed all this, we scripted all this, and I would just be as like a waiter of like the stand-up club, trying to fill water kind of thing. And like the scene that would take place from there, I don't want to ruin it. The scene that would take place from there would be the punchline to the setup that he was saying as the open mic. So it was just a different way to set up a joke and then deliver it. And then I would like run off stage because of whatever the interaction was. And then he would try and regain the crowd, be like, oh, what the fuck was that? Like, that was super weird, but like, let's get back to this open mic, I guess. And then he would set up another joke. And then he would start saying it. He'd be like, oh, like when I get anxiety, like I make animal noises and shit. And then I'd put him in an anxious situation, and you'd see him make the animal noise. And like,
what's the animal noise?
So it's like, you know, it's like a cat, a dog.
Oh, yeah.
Like, yeah, just like, and then I would do a costume change. I'd come back as a completely different character. But what inspired this whole thing, I had one idea one day, and I was like, yo, wouldn't it be mad funny if like you're up on stage and like you had this plan or something, but it's like you're up on stage, you're doing open mic, and it's like you like trip and you fall and you like really twist your ankle or something. And then somebody runs up on stage and they check you out and they're like, oh my God, like, is there a doctor in the building? And then someone stands up and they're like, I'm a doctor. And then like and you have this whole scene like set up, like you set up this whole thing with the doctor, with the thing. And then I was like, I had nowhere to really go from there with that, but I was like, I could set up a scene. I could make it seem like this stand-up comedy, like some shit got fucked up, something's going weird here, and like this comic is having to deal with it in real time. And we actually got asked to do like a showcase, like the Ha Ha Comedy Club, like to do that set. And we were performing with some cool people, like guy that wrote on the Chappelle Show, guy that was in Ballers, like, and dude, like we were just like doing our own thing, like, and we're having fun.
It's
like,
crazy how like writers always end up doing stand up.
I mean,
Like the people that do writing and stuff, like they always end up doing stand up, and it's crazy. Like I wanted to do stand up, I always wanted to because I think I'm funny. But I don't think I think I'm funny, but I'm not funny to that point where I can make a crowd like, is that ha?
I mean, dude, if you're just, like, I think you're funny. I don't gas people up like that. But if you just went out there and was like yourself, just talk to them, told them a story, like.
Because that's what I do.
Yeah,
you know
like,
me. I've always been a storyteller. I talk like a motherfucker. So that's what.
And like I've watched different comics, and they do like different comics do it differently. Like some people have like jokes prepared that they do, and it's like they know how they're gonna deliver it every time. And then other ones, they have no clue. They're going out there, they're seeing a girl in a fucking Ha Ha Hollywood shirt, and it's like, I got material for the next 6 minutes, like right there.
Like the thing is with me, like, how do I put it? My professor, I remember she told me, she's like, you're handsome, so always go for the asshole boyfriend jokes. Always talk about you cheating. She was like, you'll just win all the women automatically. Like she told me, like that was an acting class. Like no, my comedy class. She told me that. Like she was like, you're a handsome guy. Stick to the funny, handsome dickhead shit, because you could definitely win some girls for now as you're starting off, and then find your way.
Did you do it?
I did it, and literally it's worked in my whole life. Like in front of females and shit, they'll laugh at the asshole shit that I've done. They'll be like, ha 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 ha. And then they'll just like calm down and be like, oh wait, like hold up, that could be me next.
Yeah.
Like, but they laugh because it's just a funny thing. Like if you really sit there, you be like, damn, like, yo, you really a dick. Like, but it's funny. It's like, yo, but you can't help yourself because it's like, yo, there was like one time, like I went to DR and like I had my shorty, right, and we all had ate some longaniza. Okay, you know what longaniza is?
I'm not familiar.
That's the inside the tripa and shit, the intestines and
yeah.
all that shit, right? So in DR, when you don't have a refrigerator to properly refrigerate that shit, and you don't cook it, like at least cook it right. Like you're supposed to boil the shit first to kill all the bacteria that's like from not being able to like have it refrigerated and shit. And either way, it's still like contaminated as fuck. But we still ate it over there, bro. And they just threw it on the grill, and niggas was getting an amoeba.
Oh my god.
So imagine you got an amoeba in your stomach, and you got like that shit. Is anything you eat is just like water coming through, nigga.
How did we get to here?
Bro, I'm telling you the funny story. Like that's how I got. That's what I did for comedy. But nah, long story short, there was some shit, nigga, literally some shit, and yo, niggas was just looking at their yo, because she went through my phone. And niggas had their beefing, bro. I just came back from the club because I forgot my phone in the room because my girl ate too. My ex at the time, she ate the shit too. And she went through my phone. She looked through my shit. She goes, "Are you serious?" Bro, when I dad looked at her, I stopped. I said, "Yo, I would love to argue with you right now, but yo, I got to take a shit." So I left to the bathroom, bro. Like, then I come back and then she's trying to argue with me again. Yeah, I'm running back and forth the whole night. I finally get some rest, bro. I wake up in the morning. Boy. We're not even gonna get to the next story. I'll tell you off camera. But the shit was wild. Nah, I'm fucking with you. Nah, I shot the bed and then I was just like, oh man, like, yo, I looked down, I looked at her, I was like, yo, who did this? Who did this? And she just like looked at me so mad, bro. Like I was just like, at that point, I was just like, yo, I don't even like. I just try to make it into a joke at that point by like trying to be like, yo, who did this shit?
Yeah, the cat.
Bro, and this bitch walked up to my family and told my whole family at dinner, bro. And they're like, yo, one of my mom's friends, she goes in Spanish. Pero esta muchacha de verdad aguantó mierda. Like, she was like translating it back to English. She was like, yo, this girl really took some shit, bro. She was like, she really dealt with some shit.
Straight up, no pun.
Yeah, but it was one of those days because I was like, yo, and I looked at everybody. I told them because, yo, she snitched and everything. Told on me the whole full nine. Told my whole family because she knew Spanish. So she was able to translate it to the whole family properly because she knew it was Colombian Spanish. So she was properly telling everybody what had happened. And I was just sitting there like,
you ain't shit.
You ain't shit, you fucking bitch. I took a shit on the bed. You gonna tell everybody I took a shit on the bed? I know you mad, but you gonna tell everybody? But yeah, man, that's my shitty situation.
That's rough, man.
That's what I use as a joke. Like, not a lot of the people laughed in it. You have to be a guy to laugh at it or like just understand it. But it was one of those. But my teacher was like, yeah, that was funny.
I feel it, man. That's like a heartfelt story.
Yeah, it was one of those.
Because when people get vulnerable, that's when the magic happens. That's where the fun is.
That's more than vulnerable.
Like, yeah, no, I mean, yeah, but
I was like, yo,
people
bitch.
get vulnerable. That's where magic happens. Get vulnerable, kids.
But nah, yo, I'll be honest with you, dog. I did that. I did comedy. I do want to go back to doing comedy because whenever I hear other people tell me like, yo, you funny as fuck. Like you special ed funny. Because I can't use the other words. So they're like, you special F funny, boy. Like, you funny as hell. Like, you be coming up like, yo, I was at work the other day. They're like, yo, Jacob, what you do? Yo, did you eat anything? Like, yo, did you go to sleep? Because I know you was tired. I was like, nah, nigga, I just ate some cookies. And I was all right. Yo, nigga looked at me and was like, yo, I love this guy. Yo, this guy never has an angry bone in him.
Dude, that's how people feel about me, too. That, dude, if you got good positive energy, man, you
can't
help but win. You can't help but win if you got positive, good energy and intentions. I stand on that.
But you said something way before in the very beginning about TikTok.
Oh, TikTok.
What happened with TikTok? Why
do
you feel some type of way about TikTok?
Nah, TikTok is all right. I mean, there's a lot of information and stuff on TikTok and a lot of do it yourself. It's like Pinterest kind of thing. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, like, just because you do a TikTok, it don't mean that it's like you could do a career like in TikTok. Like, it's weird because like TikTok hit me up kind of to do like their social media ads. A girl that I went to the Groundlings with was part of a production company that was running like their social media ad like campaign and stuff. Mm-hmm. So she had called me in and she's like, yo, you're mad funny. Like, come do this shit. And I ended up doing like 7 like TikTok commercials for like Snapchat, Facebook. Like, you would see it's like download TikTok. And I would just do like it wouldn't even be on TikTok. Like, I would straight up film like an actual video kind of thing, and they would like edit it together, and like they would tell me what shots to like take, because like I would literally film it in my own apartment at the time, because this is like around COVID, yeah. And like they would pay me for the location, like using my apartment. I would get paid just to film in my place, and yeah, I'd get paid to act in it. Like if I used any props, like I did like a skateboarding one, I used my skateboard, gave me like $20 for props. I was like, wow. So I'm like, yeah, bro, just give me this work. But it's like at the end of the day, I'm not like, that's not making TikTok. So it's like if you see these ads, that's not what TikTok is. So it's like I can't really gel. But I mean, dude, like I said, TikTok, pros and cons. Is TikTok the way I want to go? Not really, man. Is YouTube the way I want to go? Not really, man. It's like I like what I do, and I want to do my own things, and I want them to like stand on their own. There's no platform that can like. No platform could hold me like some Kanye. No platform could hold me.
I can't stand this guy, bro. I swear. This fucking guy.
But yeah, nah. But TikTok's alright, man. Fuck him.
He said fuck him. Yo, you know what's one thing? Nah, yeah, that's one thing though about me. I always be like, fuck everything. If I don't like something, like fuck them.
Dude, if it makes you happy, man, fuck me. Like, dude, who gives a shit? Like,
Yeah. So that's why. That's the thing behind TikTok. That's why. Okay. So what's been some of the voiceover you've done though?
Voiceover. I haven't really done much voiceover. I took a couple of voiceover like classes, but when you get into voiceover acting,
Like, what's the method behind that? So somebody that doesn't know, what's the method?
Dude,
behind
it's like it's so hard to break into like the because it's such a small crew. Like if you watch a lot of cartoons and stuff, and even commercials, it's usually the same voiceover acting people
for like years and years.
and it's because they could do good voices and shit, and they could like consistently do those voices. But it's like you need to actually look at this script, visualize who you're like portraying in a cartoon, or like what you're trying to sell, what words you want to emphasize, because there's no body language to get your point across. There's no this and that. Like it's all in the voice. So it's like if you're a person that likes to hear yourself talk, that's just for you.
I know. I think I could definitely do it. Because I know a girl, she used to be like, oh my God, we're here today and we're going to have so much fun. And I would be like, yo, what the fuck, bitch? What are you doing? Like, I would be like, yo. And she will do all the voiceover. She's like, yeah, I want to be a voiceover actress. And I was like, oh shit. Like,
dude, it's like once you break in though, like you're in. People know you. They're like, I'm going to hire you for this. I want your voice for that. I was writing this and your voice was already stuck in my head. Like, so once you're in it, you're in it, but you got to get in it. And it's like, it's another thing. I've never really been drawn to that, man. It's like, I got my own message, my own like story I'm trying to tell kind of thing, because that's what, like, I really, at the end of the day, I want to make all my own stuff. I want to be like a Quentin Tarantino, like an Issa Rae, like even friggin' Larry David with Curb Your Enthusiasm right now. Like, I want to be writing it. I want to be doing it. Like, I want all hands on. Like, I want to enjoy the people that I'm working with. I want to know everybody involved, from like the lighting guy to like who's marketing this thing to like everybody. And like, yeah, cause I give a shit about this, and like I really like what I do. Like, I like this stuff.
Okay. So how does an actor stay in shape? And staying in shape, I mean like not working out. Yeah. I mean like, I don't mean in the working out aspect. I mean like staying in shape. Like, how do you stay in the acting? Like, yo, how do you consistently like fucking like, you know how like in baseball you go throw, in football you go do drills. What are the acting drills that you do to stay consistently in shape?
So I mean, I try and stay in classes as much as I can. Like, if I could find like a $50 class for like a week, I'm there. Like, if I could find like $150 class for like a month, I'm there. Like, whatever class is like I feel can get me closer to my goal. It's like, oh, this guy's teaching this class, let me form that connection with him. It's like, oh, I want to work on like my sword fighting because I want to get on Game of Thrones, let me take a stage combat class. So it's like, whatever your goal is to get to, you could form a plan to stay that with classes. And then on your own, dude, I mean, I'll tell you what I do. Because every morning, I wake up crazy. I wake up like 2:48 a.m. That's my alarm clock.
Yeah, I know. You're crazy as fuck, bro.
Yeah.
This guy doesn't sleep. He goes to sleep at 7.
Yeah, I mean.
6 is pushing it.
That's when I work best. But at 4 a.m. every day, on my Snapchat, you'll catch me doing a song of the day. And it's basically like almost like a brand new song when they drop, like new albums been coming out like crazy. Take a song I like, and I'll literally, while I'm smoking, just like starting my day, waking up, I'll learn all the lyrics and I'll rap it. And it's like, it's working my muscle memory because I'm learning lines, like I'm learning these fucking lyrics. And it's like, I'm enunciating, like I'm working out those muscles in my mouth kind of thing. So I'm not going to get tripped up on lines kind of thing. And I'm doing the same song again and again, and that artist has a certain inflection or a certain tone in which they're delivering this line. I'm working on that consistency. So it's like, oh, I got a script, I want to deliver this line. It's like, no, I'm not trying. Like, I know that muscle's trained. I'm working out all these different mental, physical muscles and stuff that you use on stage. And then you also need to be just like very aware in life of like your emotions, of situations, relationships, because that always ties in to like the work. If you're portraying like someone, and it's like, oh, I've been in that situation, but it's like, I don't remember how I felt really. I was like blocking out those emotions. I was trying to numb it out with whatever. You don't know how to like accurately portray those emotions. So it's like, oh, you get your heart broken or someone dies or something. It's like, that sucks, man. I'm so sorry, but you need to live in those emotions if you want to be an actor and portray that later.
Yeah, you know it's crazy? My dad said the craziest shit yesterday. He's listening to like old school salsa, and he's like, yo, you don't understand what this is like to me. He's like, where I was at when this shit was playing, that moment, what I was smelling, where I was at, the breath I was taking, who I saw in the room at that time. He's like, you will never get that. Like, he's like, you do not understand. He's like, this music was a time frame, bro.
Straight up.
And I was just like, yo, like, I don't know why. Like, I was kind of lit, But in and out of like, cause I was so tired last night. I was not even lit. It was more I took a shot and I drank. I drank a little bit, but then take a shot. I just drank cranberry and vodka, and then I just smoked the blunt, and then I just went home. I was in Hoboken. I ended up going home, and then I'm walking in. I caught that when my dad just said that, and I was just like, damn, that shit is lit. Like he really is saying some real shit. Like bro, like hold up, like. That is a moment. It's true. It's like sometimes, like I remember when I used to do acting classes, like they were like, "Oh, you gotta do a breaking up scene," and I was like, "Shit, I dated a shorty for like 6 years, bro, and I almost got married to this shorty." And I was just like, I put the like that in my mind. I had to like do a breakup scene, bro. I had to make myself cry. That shit made me cry. I never cried a day in my life. That shit made me cry for the first time. I had to like, but that was like my sophomore year. I had to put myself into that. That was like my sophomore year, like Willie P when I first got in there.
And I've seen people that are like, it's too much for them to handle. Like when they try and recall a memory, like an actual, like oh, I'm gonna use like my brother dying or something, like, and their brother actually died, bro. They can't stop it. So it's like you're doing the scene and your emotions completely take over you, and it's like, bro, you can't say the next line. Like you need to say that next line, but the emotion too is like, so you need to know like boundaries too. Sometimes you're like, and then if you use something too much, it becomes numb. It's like, yeah, bro, I've used like my dog dying like 20 times. The 21st time, you're not getting the same effect that you had on the first time. Like,
yeah.
So you need to keep living life, making new memories, experiencing emotions again and again and again.
That's the sucky part, because it's like, yo, you know, it's nutty. It's like speak from another actor to another one, but like I don't do it as heavy as you do. Like I just went to school and got a degree in it, so it's like I'm an actor, but just on paper, really, because I don't really be going out there like doing it as much. So I can't really call myself that. But a nigga that did get a degree in that shit, it's like I understand where you're coming from, because it's like I had to understand the theory behind it on how to get emotional. So it's like, how do you feel sometimes, like having to get real crazy emotional? Damn, that shit was loud. How do you feel like getting emotional?
I mean, I don't mind it. I mean, if it's like for a good cause, like it's a good project, it's good something, like I'll do it. And like I have no real problems doing it. Like I can get very emotional very easily. But there's also like physical, like fake triggers too that like help a lot of people. Like breathing, like we're creatures of habit, like you have muscle memory kind of thing. Every time that you're like in a panic mode, your body breathes a certain way. It's like short breaths, quick breaths, like kind of thing. When you start doing that, your body automatically starts to remember. Like last time I did this, I was like traumatized kind of thing. And then those emotions start to come back. It's like, oh yeah, I did feel this in my knees, and now I'm feeling it again. And then it all just kind of comes back. And like, that's just like a physical trigger. It's not even mental. You're not even thinking of the time specifically, but just by like doing like the same motions you used to do, like it'll trigger. And some people use like a cry stick. Like they'll straight up have like a little thing, and it's like, all right, we got 30 seconds before I'm bawling, like with no emotional attachment, whatever. And it's like, dude, those are just tricks of the camera. But like, nah, I like theater, because the college I went to was a big theater college, and like there's no real trick. AMDA, yeah, American Musical Dramatic Academy. Shout out, y'all. I went to a bunch of schools. I went to HB Studios.
That's what I'm saying, because acting, there's not
the commercial class,
bro,
the new school.
Acting is like
Groundlings,
acting is like being a doctor. Like you gonna have to continuously keep going to school for shit, because you gonna have to learn how to like start acting for certain shit, because there's new techniques all the time.
Exactly, and there's different things. Like I took one like month of classes just for commercials.
And you think that just going to I'm going to college? Like nah, you thought it was just college. You thought.
Nah, man.
Niggas, you thought.
Dude, student of life. Like you never stop learning.
Like even
like,
film, like even like with film, because look, for film you gotta like, for me to record and learn how to do production shit, I still gotta go to a whole other school, a whole other like.
Of course, man. Like I took writing classes, like I took like, but not nearly as much as like.
If I would have known life was like this, I would have never just gone to school, nigga.
I just would have been in the field at 6 years old, working, getting experience, building a resume.
Yeah, getting my 401k, getting my fucking credit score up and shit.
Talking to grown people, learning about Bitcoin in 2010.
Right. No, I had speaking of Bitcoin, I always speak about this. I had a professor, no, not professor. There was a student. He was 49 years old. This man was grown as fuck. Talking about Bitcoin in 2015. This is when it was already like kind of taking off. Yeah. He goes, yo, y'all should invest money into Bitcoin. So I turned around and I asked him, like, what is that shit? He goes, I invested almost all of my kids' college fund. They don't even know this. Bro, this man became a multi-billionaire, bro. Because you know how Bitcoin grew.
I do.
So this man like just ate, and he took all his retirement fund, everything, and put it all into Bitcoin.
I'm so proud of him.
I was very proud of him too, because I thought about all that shit. It came to me during COVID. I forgot about that guy in my class. Yeah. And I was like you said, experiences of traveling in life. I literally sat behind him. I remember him. He was like, yeah, you know something, man. I took all my money and I just put it into Bitcoin. My mortgage money too. this motherfucker, I don't know how he did all that shit. He took all his money and just literally put it into that and watched his whole entire bread quadruple.
Oh, shout out him.
Yeah. Yep. But yeah, man. So speaking of like Bitcoin and all that other stuff, NFTs.
Yeah. I got
So
some.
tell us about that. The
I'm-
big news right now.
I'm in
man.
the NFT game. I'm new to the NFT game, but I'm in the NFT game. So I did this gallery like in April 420 kind of thing called the Von Gala black tie event. We basically 100 people there, free everything, free drinks, free weed, free whatever. Premiered the movie there, and I was like, damn man, 420 was on a Wednesday this year. Really couldn't get it out to mad people. So I linked up with the people over at Woodford and Jackson Galleries, and they run a virtual art gallery. So they were actually able to bring the entire Von Gala to a virtual experience. And what they actually did as a bonus for me, they made all the pieces in the gallery into NFTs. So when you buy the real one of one, I'm gonna just show you this. This one is not for sale. But when you buy like this straight up, I mean, I can't see the.
Oh, I got you. Don't worry.
Yeah. When you buy this, you'll get the NFT version, and that'll kind of authenticate the the art piece. But nah, I believe that art should be real, and like the NFTs, they have purposes, but art still needs to be physical. Yeah. And all my pieces, like I said, they're made out of blunt wraps. They're one of one. All the blunts have been smoked. Like it's not like we're wasting nothing.
No, but that's good though, cause that shit is going to waste, and you're doing something with it. Like at the end of the day, it's being recycled. So, bro, you could turn this shit is like I fuck with it.
Yeah, thank you, I appreciate
Like
that.
I fuck with it heavy. I wouldn't like, you know what I mean? Like I wouldn't like.
I mean,
Either way, like I'm telling you, like I want to tell you shit. Like I really fuck with it. Like this shit is hard.
dude, thank you.
I like the artistic shit.
And like I'm not stopping. And like I really encourage other people to like try and catch me. Cause like I got so much art,
that.
like I got so many blunt wraps. Like I don't know. The way I think about it, the way I like try and like justify like this artwork to people, even not that I have to, but if you think of like camels and like old school like Marlboro packs from like the 50s and shit, they got that look to them. So imagine if somebody made like Spider-Man out of old school Marlboro cigarette. Like if you saw that shit today from 1950 pack, like you'll be like, bro, that thing's like priceless. Like they don't even make those no more. And the way that our culture smokes weed and blunts and everything, when we're like 60 years old and you see something like this with backwoods that you haven't smoked since fucking the pandemic and like
Since 2026.
dude, straight up, like you're gonna be like, damn, bro, they don't even make shit like that. What you young whippersnappers know about Dutch masters? Like
Swisher Sweet Grape. You don't know nothing about the motherfucking Swisher Sweet Grape.
exactly, bro.
You know me. I'll come in. I'll be like that. You guys don't know nothing about the Swisher Sweet Grapes.
Dude, I smoked so like whatever you like to smoke. I got entourages, white owls, games, like hypes, like whatever, man.
Yo, all random thing
Straight up.
that just came up off of that. I used to like the swim guy.
Excuse me?
I used to like the
Yeah,
swim guy.
I know that. I thought you said you knew him.
No, my grandma. He knew him. He
Oh,
used to try to
really?
hit on my grandma. Yeah, that's
Oh,
a long story
wow.
short. This is just a quick news I just want to put out there.
Damn.
Yeah, he used to try to hit on my grandma.
Shoot a shoot.
Yeah. You wouldn't think he would be shooting. He was like,
Shoot a shoot.
Nah, let me stop. But yeah. Anyway, the NFT. So that's the idea you came up behind it. What made you want to even just like jump into the NFT thing though? Besides
Dude,
them helping you out, like
straight up, it was like the option presented itself. Like I own like one NFT. It's like a Disney Star Wars NFT, like gold edition. It's like the only Disney NFT ever made. But I got that, and I was like, yo, bro, NFTs like they have purposes. Like you get into a chat, use it as a ticket, use it as decoration in your metaverse, whatever the fuck you want to do with it. But if I own the NFT, it's just like whoever really fucks with NFTs, man, this is something for you. Like it's like, yo, man, my artwork, you don't have space to hang like a fucking 8-foot by 13-foot art piece. But it's like you want to own something because like you believe in the vision. You're like, I fuck with this. Like I want it. Like you get the NFT kind of thing. And like, dude, I don't know. I just think big picture.
how much do you spend in tape?
That's a great question, man.
Because I'm looking at it. I know you didn't.
Tape.
Yo, I know you don't. Because I literally
That's a
looked at this
great
shit right now. I
question.
said, fuck all that. Like, I know you said you had these Dutches from years of just collecting. That's fine. But the tape.
I go
That's
through
where I
mad
was
tape.
just
I
like,
go
yo,
through mad tape.
That's where I was just like, all right.
Stupid amount of tape.
Because
Like,
I was looking, I was like, yo, what other question can I come up with? I was like, the tape part. Because I was like, yeah, there's a lot of tape on this shit.
yeah, I got like a special kind of tape too. It's like I
Oh,
used
okay.
to use like regular Scotch tape, but it
Uh-huh.
has like a matte finish on it, so you could see the tape too much, like on the piece. So
Mhm.
I started finding like invisible tapes, and I got a good one now. But you could like see which pieces are older now because of the tape, and like
Yeah.
you see the evolution of the art, man. We learn and we growing forever.
Always got to stay growing. You can't stay the same.
Nah.
But is there anything else you want to let the people know before we go?
Oh hell yeah, man. I want to shout out what my next project is.
All right, let them know about your next
Yeah,
project, man. Talk
because I
about
mean
that.
the virtual gallery's out. That's not going nowhere. You can go check that out. We'll throw a link somewhere that you can go experience the virtual art gallery. Find the movie Day Trip. It's in the picture. The poster of the film is an NFT also that you could buy. But check out the short film. It's gonna explain a lot. But my next project, I got a poetry book that I'm dropping on my birthday, October 30th.
Ooh.
Is called "Who Said Peace Was So Great," and it's 27 poems.
Why'd you call it that?
Because who the fuck said peace was so great, man?
That's
Have,
true.
have you ever had peaceful times? That shit's mad anxious. It's like,
Yeah.
dude, something's gonna fuck up. Like, nah, man. Who said peace was so
Let's
great?
just say this. I got a homie right now. He's going through that shit.
Dude,
Shout
but-
out to my homie. He knows who he is. I don't got to say his name. He know who he is. He's going through a lot. He's going through good shit. And like with all that good shit is coming some terrible shit that
Dude, life is perspective.
God's going to have his. And you going to be successful, all right? And God's going to look out for you, my guy.
Many blessings. But yeah, 27 poems for my 27th birthday, man. I just want to show the people a different way to look at things. Perspective, like I said, life's perspective. There's just different perspectives, man, to different life situations. In my 27 years, I've been working on this for like at least 5 years. Poems I've collected, I've just written. Like, yeah, this is me,
All righty, man.
bro. Thanks for having me, man.
No, always. Oh, wait, before I forget, I asked you who were your top 5 actors back then. But I'm asking you now, who are your top 5 actors now?
Yeah, I mean,
Ooh, and who do you listen to? Who are your top 5 people to listen to before you get into a role? Boom, that's another one. To embody certain roles. Who do you listen to?
I got you right now. I'm gonna run this off like we're family.
But
Feud,
first is
fucking lightning
the
rounds.
first one is who your top 5 actors?
Lightning round. Leo's always number one. Leo's gonna be number one to
One.
die probably.
Okay.
I heavily fuck with Miles Teller right now. I think he's killing
Who's
it.
Miles Teller? You got info.
Miles Teller is just in the new Top Gun movie, which I haven't even seen
Oh,
yet.
the
But
nigga
he's
that
in
plays
War Dogs.
He's
in
played fucking Fantastic Four. He was
Yeah,
the dude, he's one of my favorite actors. They
Dude,
always
dude,
make him play
he's-
some dumbass roles though. They get me tight with him
Absolutely.
because they don't know what Hollywood don't know what to do with him. They just gotta let him rock.
Because he's real.
Yeah, they
I
gotta let
fuck
him
with
rock, bro. He really is one of my
Yo,
my nigga, bro. That's one of my top favorites right now.
I fuck with him heavy, man. Dude, I also, like I said, I fuck with like the Issa Raes, like the kind of like the Quentin Tarantino, just the people that are like doing it all.
I
Like
love
those
Quentin
people,
Tarantino.
yeah, dude, those movies are awesome. But I don't know, man. Yo, James Franco used to be I used to be a big fan, but
James
he's
Franco?
he's got some sketchy shit in his life right now. So
I'm not mad at his work. I like his work,
No,
bro.
I like his work, and that's the thing. Like his career
Don't
is
ask
like
me about
something
that.
that I really.
I got my beliefs.
yeah,
I work.
yeah.
I work like.
I'm gonna switch it to Jonah Hill.
Oh, Jonah Hill.
I'm a big
yes.
Jonah Hill guy.
Yeah, I like Jonah Hill. Seth Rogen. Ooh.
Yeah, man, but nah, I really like people's works. Like I see a good like director, like anything Wes Anderson really does, like I'm gonna see it. And like, yo, this is some exclusive stuff right now. Nobody really knows about this, but I'm in a battle right now with Timothy Chalamet on for real stuff. Like this is war, me and him. We've been going back and forth for a while now, and like he's up right now. I ain't gonna front. I'm gonna keep it a buck. He's up, but I'm coming. So Timothy Chalamet, you're in the top 5, but just because we're so evenly matched, you know what I'm saying?
Yo, this man is wild.
I'm coming for your roles, Timmy.
But nah, man. But yeah, bro, that's crazy.
And then the 5 people I listened to before roll, dude, I'll keep it real simple, dude. It's Drake, it's Wheezy, it's Mac Miller, it's Young Thug, and there's usually a rotating 5th of
Duggar.
like, dude, I love Young Thug. Yo, free
Young
Big
Thug.
Slime out the cage. Like,
Yo, he ain't do nothing, bro. He maybe did like 5 or 6 of those crimes, but he ain't do all of those
dude,
shit.
he only got charged with like 3.
He didn't shoot. He was not part of the shooting
Nah,
that left the
man.
guy. Yo, you heard what they shot a guy 50 times with his shirt lit up on fire.
They're just saying that Young Thug rented the car that they took to go shoot the murder. Dude, Young Thug didn't know they were going to go murder the guy. He just rented a car for his buddies. They're like, yo, man, we're trying to go to a job interview. We need a car to go rent. Can you hook us up? And he goes, yo, man, I got you. I'm even got the insurance on it just in case, like, because I'm a good guy. Like, King Slime is King.
Yeah, they're doing him.
Preaching
dirty.
to a choir, man.
Yeah, fuck that, man. We did it, but he didn't do nothing,
Yeah.
man. But yo, it was a pleasure having you, man.
Dude, formal handshake. You know, it's
Yeah, man. Pleasure having you, man. You already
pleasure to
know.
be here.
Baba Sucia, we out. You already know. Nos vemos.